The pageantry's over, the light shows are finished. Now it's about 80 minutes of rugby. Barry Murphy, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you to predict the winner.
Look, it's hard to know. It's a reaction is what you're looking for. Munster had a tough start to the season and a tougher week than they would have hoped for going into such a big game. But in front of your home crowd in Thomond Park on an occasion like this, and dare I say, anything can happen. This is a really strong All Blacks 15, let's not forget that. Filled with a lot of experience and a lot of exciting youth, so it'll be a cracker regardless.
The game is underway and it's kicked off deep into the All Blacks, just to the edge of the All Blacks 22, and the first carry of the game is from Devin Flanders. The All Blacks flinging back out to Plummer. Plummer puts a boot on it. It's going to drop comfortably. Shea McCarthy loves to return and runs straight into a brick wall. It's a 50-50, and that pick and go was really well executed from Diarmuid Kilgallen. The referee says it was a maul, and the ball is turned over. The Munster players will have disagreed with that. Didn't look like a maul.
Shea McCarthy desperately trying to get his knees to the ground. Strong initial tackle. He felt like he wasn't held. You can see here, he gets back on his feet. That's incredible defence from Tupea. Gets a bit of support from his scrum half, Finlay Christie.
You can see what it means already. There's a celebration from Fabian Holland in the aftermath of that turnover ball. The first turnover of the game is to the All Blacks. And so, Finlay Christie will have the feet put into the scrum.
Far side.
First penalty of the game goes against Munster. John Ryan penalised. Scrum. Munster need to do something to shore up that scrum. It's been something of a contentious point in recent games.
Yeah, interesting for John Ryan going up against a few of his former colleagues. He's judged that George Dwyer got the better of him there. Of course, John Ryan spent a season down with the Chiefs in New Zealand, so he'll know a lot of these guys.
Munster will want to put on a marker early. They're not going to want to concede early in this game. And first set piece, and into midfield it goes as the All Blacks 15 looks to move it past the 10. To the deck it goes. Munster looks to have got hands on it. Have they turned that one over? Munster have turned it over. Ethan Coughlin picks it from the back and brings it. Oh man, he's got hands. And through the hands it goes, and Munster is suddenly tearing away. Up the flank goes Kilgallen. Absolutely smashes into Plummer. It's a good stop from Plummer. But Munster still have Ryan on the carry. As Ethan Coughlin spins it into midfield, Munster go out the back into the second layer. It's a good carry from Scannell. Coughlin switches the direction. Comes back this side. Munster still have hands on it, and Barron on the carry. The deck he goes. Coombs smashes and makes a yard. It's good advantage for Munster to get. Out the back door, Munster go to the third layer, and suddenly there's a gap opening up. Tom Farrell looked to go through it. Halley gets his hands on it. Kilgallen gathers. The referee says that's gone forward. And just when it looked like Munster were humming a little bit. An unfortunate handling error.
Yeah, that'll settle them though. Excellent rip in the tackle from, I think it was Josh Wycherley there. The ball spills out the left-hand side. Munster recycle. Great hands from O'Mahony. Kilgallen, first touch of a ball for Munster. He's been injured this season, so this is his first run out. That's exactly what he'll have wanted to get him into the game. And Munster just playing that signature way of attacking where we know they've got plenty of players out wide loaded. It was a nice little offload from Tom Farrell, but Mike Haley just couldn't hold it.
Crouch!
Now the scrum. Munster will want more surety in this one, having conceded a penalty on the last one. Christie with the feed. All Blacks advance, and the referee is blowing. It's going to be another scrum penalty.
Corrupting the angle.
And that's not good.
No, it's not.
Number 3.
This time it's Stephen Archer, I think he said, is collapsing.
Expect this one to hit the touchline somewhere around the edge of the Munster 22. Plummer has a little look. Didn't get as much out of that as he might have liked.
Sir, can we get numbers? Yeah.
Finds the safety of touch. As Ethan Cochran has a word with Matthew Carley, the touch judge. And Brody McAllister will put in. It's a lot of Tom Ahern and Peter O'Mahony looking to get involved in that, and both of them almost got it. Now Ahern is making a nuisance of himself. He's managed to get in and collect that ball. There's no way this ball is coming back. To the deck it goes. Have Munster managed to get it? No, they haven't. They have turned it over. Tom Ahern has managed to get his hands on that and turn it over. Another turnover from Munster. Gavin Coombs. And that looks like it was around the neck. The crowd really don't like it, and the referee's going to blow the whistle. Coombs utterly unfazed by that.
Yeah, Dyer, he just kind of slips up, I think, doesn't he? Well off the line. Brilliant from Thomas Ahern at the line-up, though. Got stuck in, got his hands on it early. It was hard to, I think the referee was struggling as to who was actually brought that ball into contact, is why he didn't call, and he would have held it up, but Thomas Ahern showing great fight in the ground to turn it over.
And so Munster's first penalty and their first opportunity from Munster's line out, which has been much maligned recently. They're going to need to get this right. To have a fighting chance in this game against this All Blacks team, this line out must operate. To the front, Peter O'Mahony collects. Hodnett has hands. And into midfield, he goes for Scannell. Scannell out the back door for Coughlin. And Coughlin on the pop-up for Farrell. That's a super move for Munster. And the handoff is really good. And suddenly Shane McCarthy's going. Through the gaps he goes. Ball is out the back. Coughlin, a little crossfield kick. Straight into touch it goes. And Munster are raging. The fans are fuming at something that went on. And the All Blacks, in the meantime, have played the whistle, played on, and kicked it clear. It bounces awkwardly over Mike Halley's head. He has to collect on the bounce, facing the All Blacks defensive line that's come running up. He puts a kick on it, really well collected by Naholo. And he's going to try and run it back. Big, massive man, Naholo. Puts the boot on it. It's going to bounce into the 22. 50-22 is on here. Kilgallen collects. He puts a boot. And that one will go safely to touch. And it's a super clearing kick from Jimmy Kilgallen, playing his first game in the red of Munster. Just wonder if the crowd saw something that we missed.
Yeah, outstanding break. It's Tom Farrell that gets beautiful pass off Billy Burns. Ethan Coughlin, I think it's Naholo's coming back, and Ethan Coughlin potentially obscured, but I think that's a prescribed move with the chip over the top to Thomas Ahern in the wing, but just put too much on it.
Munster don't compete, and the All Blacks have it. Into midfield they go. Big carry, big stop. Good defensive effort from Billy Burns there. Another huge carry. That one from Oliver Haig. And the All Blacks look to go out the back door, and through the hands they go, and Munster are waiting for them. It's a really good defensive effort, and the ball has been knocked down on the ground. And that really good pressure defence from Munster, forcing the turnover, forcing the error, and Munster will have the scrum.
Christie looks a bit frustrated there, doesn't he? Good defensive line from Munster. Good hit there from Billy Burns. Just knocked out of the second attempt. Peter O'Mahony getting nicely stuck in as well.
Peter O'Mahony ate him whole. Christie is not safe at the back of that ruck if he's going to pick that ball.
It's a big opportunity here for Munster. Midfield scrum. Jimmy Kilgallen looks to come over on the open side, leaving the blind open, but difficult position to defend in. If you're 12-13 in particular, you want to cover your backfield. Plenty of threats here for Munster.
Too much.
Munster engage early. Free kick is to the All Blacks, and that is 2 penalties and a free kick, and the Munster getting no change at the scrum.
They'll be awfully frustrated with that. Letting them off the hook with a very cheap free kick.
There's no question now that Plummer is going to put this one. Oh, in fact, he taps it. Because it's the free kick, he puts it high up. It's going to drop inside the 22. It was too far ahead. Not a great kick from Plummer. He got plenty of height on it, but the distance killed his team. And so Mike Halley will return with some interest. Not going to go to touch. No. Kept in field. The All Blacks will look to attack from inside their own half. It's a really good little zigzagging run. Christie goes into midfield. Munster look to have more numbers here, but the All Blacks carrying really well into contact. Christie back out to Kirifi, and a little dink over the top. Is there anyone home from Munster? It bounces awkwardly, and Shane McCarthy has it. And this guy loves to run. McCarthy with a little show and go. It's a really good tackle for a finish to stop him. Coughlin to Archer. Archer to Billy Burns. Billy Burns pops it up, and suddenly Munster are moving. Wycherley is on the deck. Coughlin wants hands on it. Gets it. Halley to Farrell. Farrell, lovely soft hands, and Munster go through it all the way out to the wing. Kilgallen taking off. He hits the deck. And Munster still have Ryan on the carry. He's chopped. Look, no hands from Kirifi. Tom Ahern stepping back into traffic. To the ground he goes. Coughlin. Halley. Munster are knocking on the door here. Ethan Coughlin had the ball out. The referee says Barron collects it. Slings it over the top. Hodnett. Can he step back inside? Manages to break out of one tackle. He's 5 meters short. Barron has hands on it. Slowed down a little bit now. Munster want this ball a little bit quicker.
Use the ball.
Ethan Coughlin being told to use it by the referee. Gavin Coombs picks, pops. Peter O'Mahony on the carry. To the deck he goes. John Ryan pops it. Hodnett has. Munster moving the point of contact and the point of attack wherever they can. Another big carry. Finian Wycherley on the latch.
No!
Referee telling the All Blacks hands to stay back. It's slow ball for Munster, but they still have 5 meters out. It's pick and jam. Munster have not been good at converting from this position. And a penalty conceded as Tom Ahern
Past the breakdown. Too much.
tackles past the breakdown, tackling behind the ruck. And Munster's
Too much.
failure to convert
Tackle
5
like
meters
that.
out, coming back to haunt them yet again.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. Absolutely brilliant continuity, though, Dan, throughout that phase of play. Every player seemed to be getting involved. Started with Stephen Archer with a beautiful pass out the back to his fly half, Billy Burns. We saw a big looping pass from Diarmuid Barron down here on the right side. It put John Hodnett almost in the corner. Again, as you said, Munster just failing to convert. 5-10 meters out this season as Thomas Ahern just tackles a man off the ball. But very promising football from Munster in the opening 10 minutes.
They certainly can move it, and they look to have that All Blacks defensive number when they're moving the ball. The All Blacks not organised enough. There's been a couple of times we've seen All Blacks players rush up, and every time they have, Munster haven't bought. They've planned to pass behind the rushing up player, and it's done really well.
Yeah, getting their hands free in the tackle as well. Shane McCarthy has had a fantastic start to the game. Buzzing around, so much energy, very hard man to put down. So threats all over the park for Munster. They do need to convert. It'll be lovely for them to get a score to keep this crowd happy. We're starting to hear a little bit of song starting now. Starting to get the noise levels up.
It's Brodie McAllister, the All Blacks hooker, who was on the deck, but he's back on his feet. He'll be the man throwing in to this line-out.
Has been a million miles an hour, Dan, hasn't it? Great start to the game. It's living up to its expectation as the thrilling encounter.
11 minutes already played in this, still no score. Munster competing that time and not getting hands on, and the referee says it's crooked in. Munster fans appreciate that. All Blacks not accurate enough at the line-out. However, scrum or line-out, Munster will surely want the line-out. The scrum's not gone their way.
There's going to probably be a few issues with the All Blacks 15 having only come together this week. A lot of these boys played in the NPC final last weekend, so a lot of demands on them to travel over to the Northern Hemisphere. They've settled nicely in Limerick. They've had a great week. They've shown the true, I think, traditions of rugby that touring rugby is all about. They've gotten around to different clubs in the town and did some coaching sessions, which is brilliant to see.
Barron, it's a short line for Munster, just 4. Looks like a complicated manoeuvre, but Munster take it off the top. Ahern to Coughlin, and Coughlin into midfield to Scannell. Scannell on a big carry. Munster switch it back inside. Another one from Finian Wycherley. He's really got those legs moving when he wants to. Coughlin is going to go onto this side, and Munster flick it back inside, and Haley hits the deck, gets back to his feet. Munster want penalties, and surely, well, that one was 2 or 3 Munster players taken out behind a ruck there.
Yeah, hard to see how scrum half being played there as the penalty, and I think the referee might have had a word in his ear because Ethan Coughlin was played off the ball.
I was not happy about it. The Munster players weren't happy about it. Peter O'Mahony's raging.
Because of roll. What? Makes sense? Because of roll.
Because of roll.
Peter O'Mahony not one bit happy. Billy Burns goes to calm him down. Jeremy Barnes putting a word in his ear. Peter, I'm the captain.
I explain to you.
Not you.
Just a look, we can't roll, protect the 9 before the roll. Okay, I know. Remember.
But Barnes opting to go to the corner here.
Yeah.
He got in the distance that he wanted out of it, but Munster still staying in this part of the field, which is exactly where they want to be.
I do wonder if this is the first time that Takahiro Namakawa has ever met Peter O'Mahony. And good luck to you over the next 70 minutes or so, Mr. Namakawa. Three points on offer. Munster go to the line out and they go to the front. O'Mahony takes it off the top, and Ethan Coughlin spins it into midfield. And Scannell hit hard but not pushed backwards, and Munster have momentum now on these carries. Coughlin with a little snipe, Hotham with a little fake. Munster trying some things out here. These are training ground manoeuvres. Trick plays. Pick. Go. Munster stopped. It's really well done. Coombs on the carry. Looks to play it from the ground and instead thinks better of it. Goes to ground and places. Coughlin. Halley's out the back door. Billy Burns has it. Absolutely minced. Munster want to get over this ball. The All Blacks have taken it off them. The drive was good from the All Blacks. It was aggressive rucking. The clearing kick has put Kilgallen under pressure. Christie has chased him up and Kilgallen gets away from him. And the crowd love it. Kilgallen goes. And that ball foot just in touch. Kilgallen, the speed when he gets going. He just brushed past Christie, and for a moment it looked like the try line was on coming to him.
Yeah, he knows what direction he's going in anyway, doesn't he? Straight as an arrow. Billy Burns took a big shot from the hollow, and then New Zealand smelled blood. Brilliant kick from Duplessis, the captain, down to the right. It's a great covering tackle, to be fair. Good offload from Kilgallen, but
the All Blacks go to the middle. It's taken really well from Leawere. The maul starts.
At once!
It's a once. Says referee Nakahama, and Christie has it with a little show and go, and back into midfield, and Halley's come running up, and that's a super tackle from Mike Halley. When Munster looked a little bit stretched, Christie still has another big hit. Munster doing really well in the defensive pressure. Good carry out from Lamb. To the deck he goes. Munster have really, thus far, managed to keep the All Blacks exactly where they want them, in their own half. We haven't seen any real attacking threat from this All Black side just yet. To the sky that one goes. Kilgallen comes a long way to take it, and he knocks it on.
Yeah.
Munster still have, but the referee will come back for the knock on from Kilgallen.
That's a good kick from Christie. He's unwilling to play inside his own half. That seems to be the direction there they've been given. Brilliant tackle from Rory Scannell, come flying out of the line, and John Hodnett did the same off this play, but he just knocked it on in the tackle. Great line speed from Munster, and I think that's exactly what they need, is that kind of energy in defence. We haven't seen too much this season.
17 minutes played, still no score, but there's been a lot of entertainment in it.
Yeah. Crouch! Boy!
Georges, Dyer and Bauer on either side of this. The All Blacks scrum have had the advantage so far. This is a steadier scrum from Munster. Christie into midfield. It's Lamb whose hands on it. To ground he goes. Christie has it. Ethan Coughlin came running up, and that's a big tackle from Tom Farrell. Had to be. All Blacks have it where they want it. Munster hunting. Haig is on the deck.
Advantage.
An advantage for offside as the Munster defensive line a little too keen that time. Plummer has. It's blocked down. Kirifi goes. He's put to ground. The advantage still there as Christie spins it all the way out onto the wing. And Munster have to work hard, and now suddenly we're about to see the first time the All Blacks will attack in Munster half. The option to carry from Brodie McAllister, and there were players waiting, probably not the best one, and into midfield they go. Munster working really hard at that breakdown. Christie has had a lot of work to do, and Haley comes running up, doesn't make the tackle this time. The referee says no advantage, and so we're coming back for the offside penalty. And with 3 points on offer, Barry,
Number 7.
Might take the wind out of Munster's sails if they find themselves 3 points behind. I think it's Thomas Ahern and John Hodnett just caught by a little bit of a flinch from Finlay Christie, which was very obvious, wasn't it, that they were just creeping offside, but Munster just so ambitious to get off the line, Dan. I think that's the issue.
It's clever out of Christie. He buys that from the Munster defensive line with a little flinch, as you say. Plummer puts his boot. This one's not going to go to touch. That one's going to go dead. And that is a really unfortunate one for the fly half, Harry Plummer. Well,
they might be having a look. It looks like Kilgallen may have gotten a finger to it. That's what Plummer's claiming.
It truly was all the way back. We're seeing the replay. Has he touched it? It's hard to tell from that angle.
Very, very hard to tell. It either went through his hands or he might have nicked it.
Straight out. He didn't touch it.
Yeah, he touched the ball, then ball up, 5 meter scrum by you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Referee is judging.
And the referee says he has touched it with the tip of his fingers, and Kilgallen will be raging. And that's a real let-off, as Plummer thought he'd fluffed that one, and suddenly the All Blacks have the attacking position. I mean, it's literally tips of the finger stuff.
That's the issue. You can't give the All Blacks a sniff. They'll capitalise on any bit of an opportunity. Unfortunately, Kilgallen just didn't know where exactly he was. Thought he might be able to keep it out or in play if it was just going to creep inside the corner flag, but maybe could have done with a shout from someone behind him.
Quintapea and AJ Lamb in midfield having a little chat. You feel there's something coming from these centres here.
They've gone over the top of Munster centres a few times tonight. It's the scrum that's going to do the damage, you feel.
Scrum disintegrates, and suddenly the All Blacks are going, and this Tupea out the back, he goes. And All Blacks are moving that ball now suddenly, and it's knocked on, but it will come back for the scrum advantage. The penalty was against the scrum.
One right here.
Yeah, one nice. Yeah.
Harry.
There's options
Back line, offside
for the
out, well.
penalty.
From scrum here or
From scrum or offside.
Scrum right here.
Yeah.
It's
Offside,
two.
back
I think
line.
there's an offside in the middle of the field as well.
Offside in midfield, as well as the scrum penalty.
Scrum.
And so the All Blacks got Plummer.
Yeah. Offside scrum.
Really unforced error, actually, in the midfield with the try line begging. Munster kind of get out of jail here, but the scrum 5 metres from their own line in front of the sticks. This is real pressure.
Yeah, you do feel this Munster pack needs a reaction here. Getting the call. Struggling majorly with that power, that experienced All Blacks 15 front row.
Give me a ball.
There is tremendous power in that front row. George Bauer, Brodie McAllister, and
Let's
George
go.
Dyer. That second row engine is also massive. Isaiah Walker, Lawere, and Fabian Holland. I mean, you can just see the size of the two of them. Monstrous second rows. Munster needs to react here. 22 minutes played and no score. Munster had most of the attacking opportunities and suddenly find themselves squeezed. Christie with the feed. That's steady from Munster. Much, much better. And out it goes. And the little show and go, and they'll pop up, and it's a try. And that is really, really well taken from AJ Lamb. It's as simple as that. Munster not getting the numbers up on time. The space was there, and AJ Lamb dots it down.
Yeah, and it's impossible to defend that when you get clean ball. So many moving parts in the backs. Ethan Cottlin gets a little bit caught. And then it's just a great line. A few of the supporters here calling for a forward pass, but I don't think they're going to get that. AJ Lamb with a brilliant line. Very hard to stop him. His uncle Pat Lamb, of course, a thorn in Munster's side many a time. So fitting for him to score tonight.
It's a hint here of, was that forward?
Thank you, Demo.
Plummer. McCarthy came up and did his best to put the pressure on, but that's a routine kick. Harry Plummer splits the posts to make it 7 points to 0 to the All Blacks 15. Disappointing for Munster. The scrum really has been, well, it's been not great.
No, it's been an issue, and look, it's other than that, it's outside of it. It's been a really strong start to the first 20 minutes. Good defensive effort from the All Blacks, you'd have to say. Good scramble D to keep Munster out at this point. And Munster will take confidence from that.
Mike Halley with super work to reclaim that ball on the Munster side, and Tom Farrell. There's no one outside him. Support runners weren't there just yet. Farrell is on the ground. Coughlin working so hard, Ethan Coughlin. He's getting good ball away at all those rucks. Burns into midfield. John Ryan to Halley. Halley straightens up. Thought he spotted a gap. Munster doing really well. Billy Wycherley joins a ruck. Barron, a scrum half. Through the hands, O'Mahony is stopped. Ball is slow coming back this time round. Ethan Coughlin has to go digging for it. As All Blacks players, he's telling the referee they're in my way. It's smart defensive work from the All Blacks. Ethan Coughlin tripping over George Dyers. Halley goes out the back again. It's a lovely little pop-up, and Kilgallen has it. Such strength into Farrell, his former Connacht teammate, and Farrell takes it over into the 22. Coughlin's there with speed into midfield. Peter O'Mahony. Munster moving that ball, but they just weren't sure of who was where. Kilgallen straightening up again. Coughlin wants it, but O'Mahony's laying on it. Going to the open side, and a lovely ball inside for Wycherley. Munster doing really well with these balls, making yards. Through the hands, Scannell. Is there someone with him? Halley, and Halley drops it. And it will be knock-on advantage. The All Blacks clear their lines. And chase up they come. It's really good work from Stevenson on the chase up. And instead Munster take off, looking to go through hands. That's really well done from John Hodnett. Coughlin. Will Munster attack from here? Shea McCarthy. Little step. Absolutely uninterested was Walker Leawere. Big carry from Stephen Archer. Munster will kick this one finally. First kick out of the hand for Billy Burns. Is there some pressure on this? Really, really well taken. I think it was Shea Fahaki at the bottom of that.
Yeah, you feel sometimes Billy Burns maybe needs to take that option a bit more. Munster playing so much rugby, and when they don't get their reward at the end of it, the thoughts of them having to rebuild again and start again must be energy sapping. So I'm sure that pack would appreciate getting the ball put in front of them.
Kilgallen does well to collect it, but Shea Fahaki was waiting for him when he hit the ground. And Munster, I can feel the crowd a little bit, and there's the penalty. Crowd starting to tire, well not tire, they're quieting down a little bit. They're seeing Munster, the endeavour is there, some of the rugby is fantastic, but not getting the final results, not getting the rewards they need. And you wonder, I mean, it's my mantra, but with 3 points on offer, should Munster be looking at 3 points?
It is one of those games, isn't it, where it's, you know, it's an exhibition game. You want to be playing end-to-end rugby, but at the end of the day, if Munster win this game 3-0, if they were to win it 6-0, I don't think anyone would be complaining. So, yeah, as I said, Peter O'Mahony might be having a word to... It's the Munster characters, the way they play at the moment, though. It's exciting end-to-end rugby, isn't it?
Billy Burns doesn't find touch. And Harry Plummer returns with some interest. And so the ball will be Munster's line-up, but it will be near the halfway line and not near the 22. Billy Burns will be disappointed with that.
He will, yeah. He's struggled a couple of times this season with that. And, you know, he's trying to get... I'm a big fan of a 10 who can get every inch out of his kick to touch to put his forward pack within touching distance of a try line, but you've got to be sure of it at the same time.
Munster's line-out is stolen in the air. That's really well done from Devin Flanders. Just got up The jump was perfectly timed, and the All Blacks have inside their own half. And Munster are once again offside. Advantage is being played to the All Blacks as they go through the hands. Stevenson steps this way and that and goes, bursts through. Naholo overruns him. Christie has it into midfield. Lovely carry. Christie once again on it. The All Blacks now moving. Naholo picks and goes over the 22. Huge carry from the big man, and the All Blacks moving this ball so well through the hands. To player, pops it up, and Munster doing everything they can to keep them out, but they won't be able to. Into the corner it goes as Shafee Hackey touches down in the far corner. The All Blacks absolutely ruthless.
Absolutely incredible. Incredible finish. Wonderful step from Sean Stevenson over here on the left-hand side. We showed he's a natural try scorer. He knows where the try line is. Fabian Holland getting involved a couple of times there. He's so athletic, stepping off his left foot, getting his hands free. And of course the experience of Finlay Christie buzzing around the back of the ruck. It was just too quick, too many options. Nahala showing his power to break the line. Mike Haley takes a big dunt there. Look at that from Holland, great offload as well. And it's just lining up in the corner to score in the end.
Shafee Hackey is the one who touches it down. Munster regroup underneath the posts. Not an easy kick.
15th.
You've got to be so accurate, don't you, Dan, against a team like this. Missed kick to touch there, and Munster turning over the ball at the line out, just not good enough.
That one is an ugly one, and it bounces just about over. Now I tell you, they all count. It was a real ugly one, but the 2 points are still on the board, and it's 14-0 to the All Blacks 15.
It's desperation stuff there in the end, isn't it? Peter O'Mahony trying to cover 3 men in the end. He couldn't keep it out. Crowd trying to get this Munster team's energy levels back up. Again, they've been trying so hard, breaking the line, creating opportunities, but forcing passes as well.
Billy Burns kick-off. This one's going to be well ahead of Mike Halley, and so no opportunity. Flanders has it. To the ground he goes. Just outside the 22. Taken back in. Brody McAllister. Good work from Finney and Wycherley.
3.
Referee is counting them down. And if this one goes straight to touch, it won't. Shane McCarthy collects on the wing. Looks up and sees where the gap is. Absolutely slams into Tapia. Sits him down. Good work from the young Munster winger. Ethan Coughlin. Burns and through the hands, and Burns on the little wraparound. It's Johnny Sexton-esque. John Ryan. Met. Door closing in his face. Halley. Out the back he goes to Scannell and Shane McCarthy, and McCarthy tries to step Naholo. He's done really well. He's made a couple of yards. Kilgallen picks it. He looks for the gap. Munster suddenly have some momentum now. And through the hands, McCarthy stepping back inside. McCarthy up to the 22. Munster really are buzzing a little bit. Archer on the carry. Edge of the 22. The All Blacks defence looks organised. Ryan smashes into contact. Burns, Halley, little show and go. Doesn't get over the gain line. Finney and Wycherley's going to be scrum half. Passes like a second row. Coombs has it. Coughlin. Is there space for Munster to attack? It's slung out wide. And Tom Ahern left it behind him.
Just took his eyes off it, didn't he? Tom Ahern was a fullback back in his day. Well used to stretching his legs when he gets some space, and it's a good option from Kilgallen. He spots the All Blacks are down a man on the left-hand side. You felt in that throughout that last 30 seconds that Munster needed a spark to get the momentum going again. Again, some really good stuff. Shane McCarthy, I'll tell you what, getting involved 3 times within about 20 seconds there. 3 big carries, very aggressive.
McCarthy and Kilgallen have both been good for Munster today. All Blacks line up well taken. The back from Haig. Munster are putting some real pressure on this possession, and Munster get their reward for that pressure. As Diarmuid Barron comes up from the deck to be congratulated by his teammates. That was real hard work from the Munster team to get that penalty and get that decision.
Yeah, That's the fight they needed, isn't it? Great scramble defence from Peter O'Mahony. You see him off the back of this maul, getting his hand in behind Holland. And it's, yes, it is. It's Barron over the ball.
That's option.
You feel this is the opportunity Munster need to capitalise on now, Dan.
Close enough. Now, will they go for the 3? 14-0 down.
Please kick.
I mean,
I
the
can't
decision's
stop the
going to
time.
have to be
For the game,
the
please.
touchline.
Rory Scanlon looks to have taken over.
Yeah, no.
Billy Burns gets some treatment. Rory Scanlon, of course, out for a long time with a fractured ankle at the end of last season. He's come back and he looked like he hasn't missed a thing.
Billy Burns
as well.
wants back into the action. He's back on his feet. Little gingerly, but he is on his feet. Munster's line-up, 5 metres. The crowd wants something. Listen to the noise. Up it goes to the tail. Taken really well from Ahern, and Munster go out the back door. Coombs stopped. Can they attack? O'Mahony stepping this way and that. It's slow ball. Barron has it. He's a little isolated. Munster do well. Wycherley. Hodnett makes a yard or two on the ground. Ball is at the back. O'Mahony and an offside advantage to Munster. They're under the sticks. Surely from here they must get themselves over the line. Coughlin, Farrell, Halley, Mike Halley gets it down, and Munster score a super try. No more than they deserve for the work that's gone in so far.
And they've been knocking on the door for 25 minutes. 35 minutes, I should say. Well, that's what they needed. That's the energy that this crowd needed. Brilliant recycling, brilliant continuity from Munster. You'd have to say outstanding defence from Duplessis off the back of the line out initially to stop Coombs. And then it's just quick ball, great hands from Tom Farrell. Really has been really impressive for Munster this season, and that's exactly what he deserves.
And you can see what it means to him too. He gets up, he's telling the crowd, back us lads, make some noise. Munster crowd respond really well done from Mike Halley.
It's a shot clock.
Yeah, he talked about this during the week as being the best or the biggest occasion of his life. Biggest game he's ever going to play. So he'll be very proud of that try.
8,
Rory Scanlon
9,
stands
5.
scrum cap as Billy Burns is once again receiving treatment. Scannell snatches at that with the left boot and wide it goes. Munster spurn the 2.
And unfortunate there, Rory Scannell obviously not aware that Billy Burns is still carrying that knock and he needed to kick. And the clock was running down very, very quickly. Referee was reminding him that he had only 5 seconds left, so he snatches at it, loses the 2 points, and hopefully that won't come back to haunt Munster.
Important to get a score on the board. I mean, we're approaching the end of the first half here. I mean, amazingly approaching the end of the first half. It's flown by, and Munster really needed to get something.
They really did, and that lifted the crowd. And just before half-time to get a score, how much they would love to go in at half-time with only 1 score behind.
Farrell took that initially. Referee Mr. Nakawara, something of a dramatic impulse.
That's a good kick from Coughlin, isn't it? Again, as I said a while back, you do feel maybe this Munster team could kick the ball a little bit more often, take the pressure off. They ask so much of each player. To be fair, they put in some serious effort and they end up owning a lot of territory and possession in games with sometimes little return.
Brodie McAllister will put into the lineouts. Haig takes it really well. Munster don't even compete. Christie's in the midfield and popped up and through the hands it goes, and it had to be a really good last-ditch tackle from Mike Halley. And Munster get the reward. John Hodnett was there. The All Blacks 15 players don't like it. Tupaya is particularly annoyed, but Munster get the penalty.
Yeah, outstanding from Hodnett. It's a huge carry, isn't it, from Flanders? But Hodnett, like a groundhog, gets in over it. I'm not sure if it's a neck roll or else he had his hands on the ball, a croc roll maybe. You know, they're trying to eliminate that, and that's exactly what it looks like. Very dangerous. Obviously, we've seen some bad injuries over the last few years.
Rory Scannell gets all he can out of that, and a little bit more maybe. And into the 22 it goes. He's He's missed it off the tee, but that is a superb clearing kick. Now, what can Munster cook up from here? It was off the line out with the first try they scored.
They've had a few bits up their sleeve, haven't they? Dan off line-outs this season. Scored a brilliant try up in Thomond Park against Leinster from a similar position.
Taken well by O'Mahony in the air, and Munster immediately put it out the backs. They have advantage for jumping across and interfering, so Munster will have free play as Gavin Coombs goes over the top of Brodie McAllister, giving Munster some extra yards. John Ryan is the option. Big hit. Hodnett is on it. Stepping to Paya. Coughlin for Coombs again. Gavin Coombs goes through George Bauer. Lovely little pop-up from Stephen Archer to John Ryan. Odd combo for short-range offloads. Munster have the All Blacks been narrowed enough? Coombs again. Walker Leawere gets his hands on it and turns it over, but the referee says no advantage.
Releasing, he says, now a big decision to be made from Munster. Dan, I can't believe my eyes what I think I've just seen off that line out from Munster, but if you rewind the clock back in my day, 2005, 2006, 2007, we had a move called back pitch, where we would set up a maul off Rob Henderson, number 12, Trevor Halstead, maybe, by Feeney Maffey. So if it wasn't bad enough, Munster would maul you up and down the pitch from the sidelines. They do it in the middle of the field as well. And I think Munster just did a throwback to that era with a maul set up off Rory Scanlon in the middle of the field. So I'm sure my colleagues watching around the world will be laughing that back pitch is still alive and well, lads.
A stand-up maul in the middle of the pitch. It certainly wouldn't be expected.
If Munster score from this, it will have worked.
The crowd raise their voices. They want Munster to deliver from here, 5 metres out. The All Blacks don't contest. O'Mahony has it, and it is going to be the maul. Barron is at the back. Referee says that's once. Can they roll this? They do roll it, and Barron heads for the line. Munster head for the line. Do they get it down? There's advantage coming to Munster, and he's got under the sticks. It's a penalty try. Munster get another 7. Nakawera looks like he might be reaching for a card while he's at it, and suddenly 14-0 down. It's 14-12, and Munster, they're in this game.
I'll tell you what, Peter O'Mahony has gone straight to the locker room. He's trying to conserve as much energy, I'd say, but I haven't seen him move that fast in a long time. Incredible finish to the first half.
It's Walker Leawere, who has been yellow carded. The All Blacks 15 will start the second half with 14 players, and the crowd at Thomond Park absolutely loves that.
Yeah, it just pours in the side, doesn't even. You can see O'Mahony spearheading it. That's the Munster we know. You can see how much it means to the crowd watching on.
From 14-0 down, the turnover from John Hodnett in midfield when they had scored the first try suddenly puts Munster on the front foot, and at half-time, 14-12. Well, we're in for a very interesting 40 minutes in the second half.
They are. I'm going to say back pitch works. Still works. Brilliant half of rugby. It surely hasn't disappointed anyone at this point. Munster starting so well, just couldn't convert in that first 20 minutes. But
the All Blacks back on the pitch as Diarmuid Barron leads Munster back out on to a huge reception from 26,000 Munster fans. The All Blacks are going to have to weather 10 minutes with 14 players as Isaiah Walker Leawere is in the bin.
yeah, it's a big 10 minutes for them, isn't it, to hold Munster out. You can see Duplessis, Griffey, the captain, who's such an impressive person, such an impressive player. We spoke to him during the week and he talked a lot about how in a disjointed enough team how each and every one of these Kiwis players needs to be a leader this week. So a big 10 minutes for them to hold Munster out when they're down to 14 men.
Plummer is going to kick the second half off, and does. And it's going to drop. Unfortunately, knocked on is the first action of the game, and Ahern just misjudging the flight of that ball and ended up stretching for it. And perhaps another step would have done the job.
UB just got up a little bit too early, didn't he? Doesn't look like Peter O'Mahony's come out for the second half. Unfortunately, then Ruan Quinn looks to have come on.
Peter O'Mahony has come out. Ruan Quinn has come on. And certainly he gave it absolute socks for 40 minutes, did Peter O'Mahony, back from injury. And that is sufficient for him for today. He's going to be needed for the remainder of the season. Block of games that will be coming up after the international break. Christie has the feed into the scrum, and it's a better scrum from Munster that time. Carry that time. As All Blacks 15 get up to the Munster 22, and that's a really good stop. That's excellent work from Farrell. Christie, Munster looking to get on it. Shea McCarthy's there. Christie comes back into the open side. Flanders on the carry. Can Munster get at him? They don't try. Brodie McAllister brought to the deck by Ruan Quinn, his first action of this game. And it's George Bauer. Haig. Munster looking to get on that one this time. Archer slow getting out of the way. As Barron is eventually cleared out, but that's really good aggressive rucking from Munster. Holland to the deck he goes, and now suddenly it's out the back, and the All Blacks look to flash it a little bit in the step outside. Lamb has stepped back inside, and it's going to be scored. A superb try, finished in the corner, almost out of nothing. Duplessis, Khalifi, and Munster. Well, that's just not how you want to start the second half.
No, Khalifi getting in the corner, he's like a winger, to be fair, he can move. Munster just falling off way too many tackles in that opening 3 minutes of the first half. All Blacks really didn't have to do a huge amount. Shea McCarthy just felt like he had to bite in, and Mike Haley then buying the dummy, but again, just too easy to the All Blacks scoring there.
AJ Lamb with the lovely offload.
The referee is looking at something.
Time is off. The referee says, hang on a minute now, we're just going to have a little review of something. And what is it that has been seen? Is it potentially the forward pass? Hard to tell.
He said looking for a knock-on at some point. Maybe it's in one of the earlier rucks. Couldn't tell from either of those replays there anything was happening, but they wouldn't be having a look if there wasn't something.
So is it this clear out there on... I mean, it was aggressive. I can't see what it is precisely we're looking at.
With a slight knock on here from Nahala there at the back. That's potentially what it is.
Yes. Is that what it is?
It's Hacky, sorry.
Sorry? Yeah, I think so. Sorry, show me again.
We're talking fingertips, be similar to Kilgallen's.
I mean, that, and it really was, like, it's fingertip stuff, but that's the measure of a game of rugby often. No try. Munster get out of jail. The knock-on at the back. It was Damon Murphy from the Australian Rugby Union who made the call. And Takahito Namakawa says, no try, knock-on, Munster scrum. I tell you, Finlay Christie does not look happy about that.
No, very well spotted from the TMO. And as you said, Munster definitely getting out of jail there. That would have been a disastrous start to the second half. As you said, the All Blacks down to 14 men. Peter O'Mahony not coming out in the second half. Munster dropping the kick-off, missing a lot of tackles. Haven't come out and started as they would have wished, so they get a second opportunity here.
It certainly was, I want to call it a wasted 2.5 minutes, but 2.5 minutes with a man advantage. Munster just couldn't stop making mistakes. Now 7.5 minutes left or so to try and take advantage of the extra player.
Just one message, one goal, one action. As I said before the game. Okay.
All Blacks won't mind this. We take 15 minutes to set a scrum. Munster want this ball in and they want the ball out. There's a lot of experience in George Bauer, Brodie McAllister and George Dyer. They'll be taking their sweet time.
Crouch.
Kirifi joins.
Boy.
Ethan Coughlin
Set.
will have the feed as the All Blacks will look to get the shunt on. And it's collapsed. Ball is playable though. And the referee says no. And it's the referee, it's the touch judge on this side. That's where the decision has been made. Referee who said the ball was out and playable.
Please behind, please.
And a decision taken out of his hands by Anthony Woodthorpe of the English RFU.
They're big calls, I believe.
Thank you, mate.
You know, I don't think any side would have argued there if the ball was played out of the back of it. Both props seem to fold.
Well, Anthony Woodthorpe made the call.
They're going before the ball is in.
And
They're going before the ball is in.
Good stability for me.
No, they don't. Trust me.
I will check.
Jim Barron suggesting that the All Blacks were pushing before the ball was in.
Yeah, you felt Coughlin took a bit of time getting it in. Maybe that was one of the reasons why.
To the middle, the All Blacks go and trucking it up with the maul, and they start to roll towards the line. You'd hardly tell this is a team short a player. Have Munster managed to get around and get underneath this one as it heads towards the line still? Who's in control? And the All Blacks have, and it's peeled from the back, and it is the score. The try is scored. You can hear the referee, Mike, pick up some of the All Black celebrations. Brodie McAllister comes up at the back. He'll get the award, and the silence in Thomond Park says it all.
Yeah, that's a fantastic score. Really well worked maul for 7-man maul. He felt Munster had done very well for the most part. That's outstanding. Again, this All Blacks team only coming together on Monday. Their forwards coach Jamie McIntosh was a member of the squad that played here back in 2008. He knows too well what to expect from this Munster crowd and this Munster team, but that's a really well organised maul and score.
Harry Plummer splits the posts. He's been perfect off that tee so far today, 3 out of 3. And it's now 21-12. The 14 men of the All Blacks 15 push that score out. Munster need to raise their game if they want to stay in this one. Billy Burns, high, dropping, taken well. Looks at replacement Ruben Love. Shoveling through the hands. Done really well. Munster look to get on it. And Munster have it turned over, and that's really well done from Rowan Quinn.
Yes, George Dyer, he's not thanking his number 6, is Oliver Haig, that offloaded the ball to him. And then
something of a hospital pass.
Yeah, it was a nice offload, but George Dyer, I think, wasn't expecting it and rolled the second time. You know, you can't roll anymore. Denying Rowan Quinn the opportunity to get in for the poach. Now Munster having a debate whether they take the 3 points to go to the corner.
Rory Scannell is going to put this one in the corner. Gets it to touch. Not get quite as much out of it as perhaps Munster would have liked, but surely the first thing is to get it to the safety of touch. Yeah. Make sure you get your touch.
Yeah, again, it's those ones that you've been criticised in the past for not taking 3 points towards the end of the season last year, but you got to back yourself. If that's what you're feeling, go for it. I feel like they need a reaction after conceding so early in the second half.
So Munster's first line out of this half. Coombs takes it off the top. Heave, the crowd says, urging Munster forward, but that whole Blacks maul defence is outstanding. Munster going backwards only. Can they roll it? They can, and suddenly Munster start to march. Oliver Haig was at the back, he was dismissed. The All Blacks instructing the referee as to where this needs to go, and it's picked off the back. Advantages to Munster. The maul goes to ground. Ball is playable.
Is that correct? Number 2.
And it looks now there'll be a little bit of afters.
Cynical.
What's cynical?
Yeah, it's McAllister that comes in through the middle. You'd forgive him for it if he was your teammate, because that Munster maul was trucking forward. It peeled away. The All Blacks defence was slim on their feet. And now a chance for Rory Scannell to nudge it closer to the corner and Munster to set up again.
This is the attacking platform they want. Still have the man advantage. Still about a minute and a half. You can tell the frustration from Duplessis. Kirifi picked at the ball when it went to the deck and shoved a couple of Munster players when he got up. First sign of a bit of handbags. Munster go to the middle. Wycherley takes. And now that maul, this time, rolls straight away and heads towards the line at a tremendous pace. Munster get it down and get the score they need. And that one was never going to be stopped from the moment they took it down. Momentum was all theirs and Munster rumble over the line to get the score. The All Blacks don't like it. And we're seeing that temper starting to flare a little bit. I don't mind that at all.
No, there's a scuffle off the ball, isn't there? It's been kind of building for the last couple of minutes. Outstanding line out from Munster. Brilliant from Hotham at the back. Controlled it. He's so deadly from those ranges. Dives under a few bodies. Referee spotted it. He got the ball down. Brilliant response from Munster. Bringing them back within 2 points again. If Rory Scannell kicks this kick.
You mean you may have cursed him with that one, Barry? Just so you know.
Thank you, Damon.
Scannell didn't make his first one. That one looks a little better.
Absolutely cursed him. I'm sorry, Rory Scannell.
Yep.
Shanked it again. So 17-21. And there will be some substitutions. Here comes
By your own team.
the All Blacks bench.
I like the
And that's something of a terrifying sight. Also, the end of the yellow card. As I say it, Walker Leawere makes his way back on. Flanders is out. Excuse me, he's not, just repositioning. The kick-off. It's going to drop. Really well taken, Tom Ahern. This time, no mistakes from the Munster secondary. He's got his knee down.
Don't bring.
Now,
Yes.
Munster don't want to be playing the game at the edge of their own 22. Gavin Coombs on the carry. Holland is waiting for him. Double team from the All Blacks. And from replacement, Javier Numia. Coughlin puts some sky on that one. Really well taken, Ruben Love. And there was an obstruction on the way, and Munster are delighted. And the round of applause Diarmuid Kilgallen gives. Munster are very happy. The All Blacks are not, and it's boiling over again. Stephen Archer getting involved. Referee is going to have his work cut out for the rest of this game.
Yeah, it's a toupee, isn't it? I know there's been a directive from World Rugby and from the referees to stop that crossing, to kind of cut down on any of that shadowing back. And it's toupee that comes across. Great take from Ruben Love, Ruben Love, and you've got to say great bravery from him. A few changes for Munster now as well, man.
John Ryan is done for the day. Kieran Ryan comes in. The youngster getting a couple of words from the senior man.
That's great to see. Local man, Kieran Ryan. You can practically see his house from the stand here. Down the middle road in Corbley. Great character in the Munster dressing room, and what an opportunity for him.
Tony Butler also comes in for Billy Burns. Munster go to the front. Tom Ahern, Munster a little bit slower on this one, and a breakthrough from Hodnett. Hodnett makes some yards. Munster want it and have momentum. They go to the second layer. Haley to Tony Butler. Butler skip past to Kilgallen. Kilgallen back inside. Tom Farrell does really well to collect that ball for the finish. Looked to be spilling from him. Good hands. Coombs sees two in front of him. They do really well, the All Blacks, to drive Gavin Coombs back.
Don't trap. Balls available.
Ethan Coughlin to Butler. To Academy Products and Ruan Quinn. And once again, the 9 has been played early, and it's a little bit, well, it's a bit silly.
He ran into me. Number 7.
And this Duplessis is not one bit happy with some of these decisions.
Yes, he's calling for Duplessis off the ball on John Holland.
What do you want?
His namesake Fabian Holland thinks it was him that was in trouble, but it wasn't. I'll tell you. And the two of them, to be fair, I'm just looking at both sides and who's been most impressive. John Holland, we've seen back to his best tonight, when he's just let run free and get stuck in. He's absolutely outstanding. He's been brilliant tonight for Munster. And his namesake, Fabian Holland, has been absolutely brilliant as well. John Hodnett, my goodness.
I didn't want to say. I mean, I felt bad there.
Apologies, John Hodnett.
Tony Butler is going to put this one in the corner. Now the kicking duties back to the 10 position as Butler's come on for Billy Burns, who's obviously carrying some kind of a knock. Butler gets a lot out of that one. Doesn't find touch though, and suddenly Naholo's on the run, and the All Blacks look to have options. Christie took it and goes to ground. It's a knock-on advantage to the All Blacks just outside the 22. Munster missed their opportunity to get at it. Numia on the carry. Holland on the second phase carry. Bodie McAllister protecting this from Stephen Archer, who's making a nuisance of himself. Christie eventually puts the boot on it, and it goes to touch. Some of the Munster players are saying that All Blacks brought it back in to their own 22, which I think they did.
Yeah, Munster getting a second bite at the cherry here, but again missing the kick to touch. Originally is criminal in a game like this. There's 2 we've missed directly to touch, and a few that have gone way too short for their liking. As I said, another bite at the cherry for them.
The All Blacks win that line out as it goes to the middle, and suddenly they're attacking from deep. And Tupaya on the carry. Who's with him? Nobody. Christie. Munster look light on numbers here, and through the hands they go. And it's Ruben Love who puts the boot on it eventually, as the touchline was coming for him. Shane McCarthy collects inside his 22. Puts a big boot, but he sliced it. It's awkward. Stevenson's underneath it and collects and goes to run back. Shane McCarthy with a super tip tackle. Stevenson back on his feet, and Rory Scannell has to do some work. Through the hands, through midfield it goes, and Plummer finding Duplessis. And to the ground they go, and it's knocked on, and that is really good defensive work from Munster for a finish.
Absolutely, what a tackle from Shane McCarthy down this left-hand side. He wouldn't be too happy with the kick he put in. His chase was outstanding, but you felt like he may be coming in way too hot into Sean Stevenson, who's got electric feet, but he just dove at his ankles. Brilliant tackle. And as people see, Tarifi knocks on in the tackle.
Yeah, number 6.
Diarmuid Barron makes way.
Good to go.
He's had a huge shift. Niall Scannell comes in.
Time off.
And time is off as Ethan Coughlin is going to get some treatment, and Munster are going to use this opportunity to have a little chat about shoring up this scrum. Niall Scannell is already...
Hey, can I just ask you, just the cynical penalty? Is that sure?
Yeah, Scannell will be a big addition, won't he? He's a big lump and a lot of experience. Come into that front row now.
Ethan Coughlin is going to hobble off, and I'll tell you, it's no step down to see Paddy Patterson coming back into this. A fine player, somewhat plagued by injury, but an outstanding scrum half is Paddy Patterson.
Absolutely, and well played to Ethan Coughlin. A great game being called upon tonight. But Paddy Patterson, if you do cast your mind back to that South African match in Porky Queen a couple of years ago, I think he was man of the match that night. Had a few explicits on the microphone afterwards, but he was absolutely brilliant. He's electric.
And just saying to you know in advance, don't. Paddy Patterson.
Big half an hour now for Paddy.
56 on the clock. Paddy Patterson's first action is to feed into a scrum that's going to be going backwards. Munster under pressure in the scrum all day. The All Blacks have been making hay at those scrums picked from Gavin Coombs, who just about manages to get it on the ground. Munster will be happy enough with that for a finish. Scannell on his first carry to ground. All Blacks are just lined up waiting for Munster players. Tony Butler puts some sky on it. It's going to drop. It's awkward and it's been knocked forward. No, backwards, says the referee. The Munster crowd don't like it. The All Blacks don't care. They'll play. It's at the 10-metre line. Huge carry from Renata. Walker Leawere tackled. And the All Blacks go through hands. Stevenson, skip pass out to Tapia. Tapia puts his boot on it. That one looks to have too much. Bounces awkwardly. Patterson just about collected. Puts the boot on it. Stevenson inside his own half. Looks up. What are his options? Finds Plummer, who finds Ruben Love, and Ruben Love says, is there a gap for me to run at? And there is. A lovely feet from Ruben Love as he breaks through 2 or 3. Munster slow players are getting back to their feet.
Step back. Advantage.
And there's advantage against Munster for offside again, and they're not that the All Blacks need it. They're on the attack. Christie, Stevenson, little dink all the way outside. Tapia collects and dots it down. It's a super score on the far side. Brilliant little cross-field kick. And Tapia collects with the one hand almost behind his back. The crowd think it's knocked on. I think that grounding was good. It is.
Yeah, grounding is good. Excellent execution from the All Blacks. Again, they sniff an opportunity and they take it. Brilliant score in the end. Munster fans not happy. They're going all the way back to that initial, what they thought was a knock-on from a high kick that wasn't taken in the air, and you'd have to say you'd be questioning it, but it did look just like a knock-on. Not sure if we're going to see it again, but in the end, the All Blacks so clinical when they get an opportunity.
Plummer, who's been perfect off the tee so far, to make it 4 out of 4.
Thank you, Demo.
This one is not perfect. Pulls it.
Yep.
And he has been just excellent, both in loose play and off the tee. He'll rule that one a little bit.
Yeah, Munster will be disappointed with that, Dan. They had an opportunity to clear their lines as well. Not sure what Tony Butler heard from the referee. He thought he had the mark, but he decided to clear it early. I'm not sure if the referee was putting him under pressure, saying he hadn't called the mark. It's a soft try.
Munster have, and they have advantage. That's really well taken. Another error. Tip on, and suddenly Kilgallen has it. Kilgallen wants to head for the line. Can't. Ball is loose and out. Coombs steps this way and that. Into traffic he goes. The ball is on the ground and to be played. Patterson to Scannell. Scannell does well. All Blacks defence is hungry. Slow now for Munster. Patterson into midfield. Good carry from Ruan Quinn. Patterson has to get involved. Isaiah Walker Leawere trying to get his foot in and around. Kieran Ryan on the carry. So All Blacks defence really is so aggressive. And Munster have
ferocious, aren't
yards
they?
or so. Rory Scannell murdered and back to his feet and breaks, and Scannell stepping. The offload is good and Farrell scores. The offload was superb and the try is scored. Tobias fuming, but Farrell has it on the ground and Munster have a try.
Tobias claiming that Rory Scannell crawled, but I assure you he put the ball down and picked it back up again. Absolutely brilliant from Scannell. Doesn't get held, puts the ball down, picks it back up. Great handoff, beautiful feed, holds it up for his centre partner. Maybe it's Farrell he's accusing of crawling, but he's not held either.
Just time off.
Well, the referee's going to have a little look at it, I think, but...
Oh, that's momentum. That's momentum, surely. What a handoff from Scannell.
And tackle's good. Nothing wrong with that. Tony Butler wants this one over the crossbar now. I think you'll also have to look at Isaiah Walker-Leaware's attempted tackle here, because it's also high, it's up around his neck. Try is good. Munster are back within 4. Tony Butler slots the extras, and Munster are back within 2. And it's very much game on.
What a reaction from Munster. The knock on off the kickoff. Munster were first to react. Brilliant hands over on the left-hand side from Coombs to Kilgallen, who managed to keep it in play. Munster recycle. Brilliant experience from Rory Scannell to create that try.
The kickoff dropping into Farrell's hands, and Farrell looks to break through. That's good energetic play from the centre. It gives Munster some momentum. Patterson.
Wow!
All Blacks almost got hands on that one. Nearly blocked down. Stevenson, it's competitive. Munster have it back instead. All Blacks players on the wrong side. Awkward ball, but really well taken by Gavin Coombs, who punches a hole in midfield and stays on his feet and trundles forward. Munster with the energy. Archer, Scannell rolls out of the tackle, hits the deck. Patterson into midfield, and Kieran Ryan has another go.
Stayed it.
Tony Butler puts some height on this one. He's going to try and test the All Blacks back line. Super tackle from Mike Halley, appearing out of nowhere just inside the All Blacks half. Namia stopped. Munster look to rip, and it looks as Munster are on it. They are. The referee agrees. The work rate, and it's Evan O'Connell making his Munster senior debut against the All Blacks. And
what an entrance.
He's just like his uncle.
What an entrance from Evan O'Connell. Makes the tackle, scurries around on his feet, gets on the ball. Absolutely outstanding. I didn't see Evan come onto the pitch. What an entrance. What a moment. Brilliant kick from Tony Butler as well, and a great chase from Mike Haley.
There's a whole family of O'Connells will be delighted with that one.
Tell you what. Grandfather and his father up in the stand, as he said. I know his uncle Marcus is here as well, and his uncle Paul will be watching from Portugal Ireland camp. There he is.
Into the 22. Niall Scannell will have his first line out throw since he's come on. And the crowd, well, they sense something here. They sense there's something special happening in Thomond Park. The All Blacks maul defence is excellent. Aggressive from both sides. Out the back it comes. Scannell on the inside track. Shane McCarthy. He's on the deck. Patterson looking left and right, picking his option. Ball is on the ground. Coombs. Evan O'Connell's outside. He wants it. Patterson. Scannell. Skip pass is Farrell against his opposite number, AJ Lamb. Kieran Ryan on the reverse, back into Evan O'Connell on the ground. Patterson for Wycherley. Is there an offside advantage? No. But listen to the crowd. They know something's coming. They can feel it. Patterson. Worked to step back inside. Have Munster got themselves isolated? No. Paddy Patterson again. Finian Wycherley showing once again as a carrying option. Munster have numbers outside if they can move it. The All Blacks are in covering positions now. Door closed yet again on Kilgallen. Big carries. All Blacks are waiting. Skipped for Coombs. Gavin Coombs plays it off the ground. Kieran Ryan has to readjust his body and collect that ball. To the deck he goes. Hodnett. Munster need to convert from here. Referee says use. Pick and go. Ball is on the ground, and All Blacks have turned it over. The work at the back is from Duplessis. Kirifi.
Outstanding from the captain. Gutting for Munster. What an incredible phase of play. He's so dangerous over the ball. Feels absolutely perfect for the poach.
Wide leg stance, just gets himself over it. Absolute nuisance.
Munster will take a lot of energy from that. Brilliant continuity again. Every player showing up time after time for carries. Paddy Patterson buzzing around the back of the ruck.
Yep.
John Hodnett and Gavin Coombs have been absolutely outstanding for Munster.
5. Yeah. Time gone.
Latoya Okoye coming in. Holland has been so good, Fabian Holland, and so has Finlay Christie. I mean, these have been outstanding players for the All Blacks today. Will they be missed with 15 minutes to go?
Looks crooked again.
Referee not interested. Into the midfield. Plummer puts a boot on it, sending Shane McCarthy backwards. McCarthy just about collecting, and the referee says that one's been knocked on. Naholo versus McCarthy. Bit of a showdown. Shane McCarthy will be disappointed. That ball got away from him.
Yeah, very unlucky from Shane McCarthy. He did his utmost to keep that in.
And I'll tell you, Naholo has a little bit of afters there, and I think he's lucky that the referee didn't spot it.
Munster will be frustrated from the line out as well. It did look like a crooked line out, but not pulled.
Thrown over to the back. Tapaya's on it. Has Naholo for support. Replacement scrum half. Noah Hotham. Hotham to Renata. AJ Lamb stepping. Got such tricky feet. Makes a metre or so. Hotham's at the back again. Into midfield. Big tackle from John Hodnett. Munster need to stay organised defensively. Ruben Love finds Walker Leawere. Munster thought they were on it. Hotham. Good work from Paddy Patterson. Defensively. Double latch on that one. Namia murdered. Hodnett with another huge hit. Munster making a nuisance of themselves and a lovely little reverse pass inside to Naholo. Naholo with the break. He thought he had Hotham. Hotham overran him just slightly. Tapia stepping through 2, through 3. Hotham, and the ball is skittering loose, and it's been knocked on. And Munster get out of jail, because I'll tell you, Tapia thought he had put Hotham away, and for a moment the try line was coming for the All Blacks.
Yeah, probably forced it in the end, didn't he, Hotham? Beautiful offload from Tapia. He thought he might get the little flick into his captain, but one pass too many. A bit too easy to take that break. And yeah, it was never on, really. Munster survive another day. They look tired, don't they? Huge effort has gone into this game. Munster find themselves under the posts. Just 12 minutes to go. Territory will be huge for them.
This is the part where we start looking at that clock. I think if you're the winning team and you're smart, and this All Blacks team certainly are smart, they'll find ways to make that clock their friend. With 12 minutes to go.
To the left.
So, the scrum. Will be Munsters. That scrum has been under pressure quite a bit.
Approach!
Patterson will want this in and out as quick as he can as we lumber towards the final 10 minutes. As I've been talking about teams enjoying having the clock on their side, that scrum goes down. That's the hallmark of a team that knows
Be patient.
how to cheese that clock.
It's a dangerous score.
Be patient.
2 points in it. These sides.
Single score game. It's anyone's to win, but if you're Munster, you can't win it from here. You're inside your own 22.
I feel at this point it's Tony Butler's boot is going to be the biggest option for Munster. Get some field position, get us down the field, upset the line out that the All Blacks 15 have. Try and get the ball back in your hands, but that'll do instead.
Munster penalty. And the crowd appreciate it. Less so the All Blacks team. Tony Butler's boot, as predicted by the prognosticator Barry Murphy. This one's coming straight at me.
That's a great kick from Tony Butler. Now, platform is what Munster need. Keep it simple, loads of energy. They've put in some serious shifts tonight.
15 rock.
Tom Farrell has been absolutely brilliant in the midfield, as I said. John Hodnett. This man, Stephen Archer, 36 years of age, going the 70 minutes again. What an absolute effort. What a servant he's been for Munster. Incredible.
And so, Ronan Fox comes in, as does Ben O'Connor, as Shane McCarthy makes way. Munster have spun into midfield for Scannell. Rory Scannell looks to break the tackle. He's done really well there against bigger men. Coombs on the carry, smashed to ground. They were waiting for him. Awkward ball, but Tony Butler does well to collect. Munster have lost yards against this speedy, aggressive All Blacks defensive line. Looking to make a yard, getting through the tackles. That's better from Munster. Patterson says, I've had enough. Let's play this one. The ball is going to drop. Really well taken. And Munster look to bundle this one up, and Munster turn that ball over. And Munster will have the put into the line out for the knock-on, the put into the scrum for the knock-on. That was huge pressure.
Absolutely outstanding option from Paddy Patterson. Far too often, you think Munster maybe overplay. At the time he just, as he said, had enough, put the ball in the air, great chase, great tackle, forcing the turnover. The more Munster can force the All Blacks into making those little mistakes, they'll create their own opportunities.
Jim Barron's last act before he came out was to tell the referee they're engaging early. Niall Scannell's first act when he came on was to tell the referee, by the way, they're engaging early. And just here, penalty for engaging early. So you wonder if the referee hasn't got it in his head that perhaps the All Blacks are illegal because it's been put there. They have been dominant at this scrum. Patterson. And there's another penalty. Players taking a knee, and it looks as though the job has been done by the Munster captains, Barron and Scannell.
Kieran Ryan getting all the plaudits there. What a moment for him. A lot of questions hanging over the youth of this Munster front row coming on. That's absolutely outstanding against an experienced All Blacks front row. A 21-year-old and a 22-year-old.
Well, I'll tell you, Rory Scannell's got absolutely everything out of that. It's deep into the All Blacks 22, and there is 7 minutes left in this game.
They feel they need to be clinical. They might only get one sniff at this. This is an opportunity to make history here for Munster. They've given everything tonight. 2 points down, exactly where you want to be in a game like this.
Maul starts to roll. Maul defence from the All Blacks is excellent. The crowd can sense something here. Again, not for the first time today. Scannell does really well. Rowan Quinn on the carry. Munster are narrow. Evan O'Connell does well. Munster are not interested in going wide on this one. They're extremely narrow. Through hands. Rowan Fox. Fox is on the deck. Kieran Ryan. Ryan goes to ground. Evan O'Connell. O'Connell to Kilgallen. Kilgallen is bundled into touch. Superb work from Munster. And Kilgallen thought he was going to score. It was a last-ditch tackle, and it was massive from Corey Kello.
What a tackle in the corner. Brilliant from Munster. Paddy Patterson just kept going around the corner. Same way, same way, same way. Evan O'Connell read him like a book. Brilliant carry and offload. Kilgallen tried to dive, just couldn't get there. Munster smell blood.
Take, and from their own line they go, and it's Corey Kello, the tackler. He's put to deck. Munster want this ball back. They need it back. They want to win this game. All Blacks will slow it down. Big kick. Munster will reset. Munster now have to attack from outside the 22. thought the try line was there. You thought that was going to be the moment. Evan O'Connell's done so well. Lovely offload.
I wonder could Evan have made it himself.
It's a double tackle. Corey Kello putting in the work.
Well, it's been an absolutely thrilling encounter.
Munster have knocked the ball on, unfortunately. And as the All Blacks look to attack from inside their own half, I'm going to ask you, Barry, to pick out from all of the players we've seen the player of the match.
Yeah, well, look, both sides have come here to put on an exhibition. So much history, so much tradition in this fixture, going back over 120 years, and it hasn't disappointed. Still 5 minutes to go. Hard to pick a man of the match at this point because someone could change it all.
Hotham's gone. He's going to put him over into the corner. It's a lovely pass up. The All Blacks have shredded Munster. Naholo gets his hands on it, and he's going to run it in under the posts. And the All Blacks have their 5th try. Naholo with the swan dive to score it. And it's 24-31 to the visiting side. A try out of absolutely nothing. The replacement scrum half, Noah Hotham, shredding the Munster defence. And superb work from the young All Black. Good combos. Tupaya to Naholo. Naholo with a stylish finish.
Heartbreak for Munster. Incredible from the All Blacks 15. Sniff of a break and they tear them asunder. Munster just sloppy at the line out. Couldn't take their own ball. In fact, they'd gone through so much effort in that last phase of play that they were out on their feet. And as I said, sniff of an effort on an opportunity and rip them asunder. And you feel that's it for Munster. Very, very brave effort tonight.
Well, no question about that, but we're looking at 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes left in this game, and that's a lot of scores to try to make up for Munster. The crowd still think they can do it, urging them forward as Tony Butler kicks it off. We might have a second go at telling us who the player.
Yeah, the player of the match. Well, look, there's been both sides have put in a massive effort. All Blacks 15 haven't had a huge amount of ball, so not many players getting to express themselves and attack a huge amount, but Duplessis, Karifi, the captain, has been brilliant, led from the front. Well, I'm going to go with Fabian Holland, who went off early in the game of 60 minutes, but his efforts in the first half were absolutely phenomenal. Such an athlete. He's been earmarked as a guy that will sooner rather than later play for the All Blacks, starting 15, and I thought he was brilliant tonight, so my Pinergy player of the match is Fabian Holland.
As Munster look to try to get back into this one, Paddy Patterson. Up it goes and through the hands, and Hoddin, it's on it, and a lovely pass inside, and is that Ben O'Connor looking to wriggle his way through? He's lying awkwardly, the ball is not available. Now Patterson has his hands on it. And Scannell knocks it. Offside against the All Blacks. Listen, it looked like Scannell had knocked that one on, but offside against the All Blacks, putting pressure on him illegally.
Yeah, an opportunity for Munster to finish on a high here. Great kick from Scannell again to the corner.
He's gotten everything he can out of that. Munster will attack.
Yeah, you'd hope maybe there might be one more chance if they can score quickly off this. And realistically, Munster would be at least finishing on a positive if they can get a score here.
And so they put into the line out. Taken well from Coons. All Blacks defence is excellent. Ready and willing. The touchline is Munster's enemy now. Patterson has it into midfield. Through the hands. Picked off. Intercepted. And the All Blacks are going to go the distance here. Plummer has hands on it. He's no one to catch him. It's all the way to the try line for the number 10. And he finishes in the corner. He's been an outstanding player for them all day today. Harry Plummer gets the finish. It's a long run. Picked that pass off and canters to the finish line to score in the corner for the All Blacks 15. And the scoreline certainly doesn't reflect how close and tight a game this has been. It's the difference.
It doesn't, does it? 4 minutes ago, we were 2 points behind and applying all the pressure you thought it might be Munster's day, another day in history. But that's what the All Blacks can do, we know, and love them for it. Munster just trying to throw a out the back pass, and absolutely superb from Harry Plummer to just pick it off. Shows his pace. Such an exciting player. As I said earlier, he's 2 boys ahead of him in the All Blacks at the moment that are, I suppose, justifiably 2 of the best players, 2 of the best 10s in the world, but he's definitely knocking on the door, and his kicking from tee has been exceptional tonight as well.
And that is the last action of the game. Plummer not quite making it. Well, he's put a shine on it for the All Blacks 15. Munster will be disappointed at that final score, considering how close and how well they stayed in this game. They're not the All Blacks for no reason, Barry Murphy. No. And the scoreline 24-38 reflects that if you give them opportunities, they will take them.
Yeah, I think Munster will, you know, to look at it in the cold light of day, they'll look back on a few missed opportunities, kicks in the first half, kicks at goal from the tee, which could have had, you know, Munster ahead approaching that last 4 or 5 minutes. You know, 2 very kickable kicks, did a few missed kicks to touch from penalties, which you just can't get away with at this level, and it's been kind of the story of Munster's season so far. Just losing concentration, not taking opportunities when they're there. But as a spectacle, what a night, what a build-up. Absolute effort and respect from both sides, mutual respect, and as we said earlier, the tradition is huge, so brilliant occasion, and well done to that All Blacks 15. They've been a brilliant visitor of Limerick this week and shown so much to the community, and well-deserved winners in the end.